try to use your imagination about the world map, okay? So just share the story because I come across the continent like 24 hours, just like to share this story and to get new idea to implement with this big issue. How is big issue? You know, what is the core interest of Chinese security? First, South China Sea. The second, Taiwan. And the third is about minority ethnic, Uyghurs, Chinese Uyghur in the West, and also the Tibet. So this issue that I raised today is about the Chinese Uyghur, and I made a comparison with the North Korean. So you know, I might know about North Korean, but you don't like how it looks like, how it's North Korean people. But I have a direct experience with them. Because I work as a military, I have an operational and tactical experience, and I also work in the high level right now, so in the strategic level. So I give you to share my own experience to deal with this problem. First, as I told you just now about the Chinese core interest, that's why this case study, like the illegal immigration of these two ethnic in Thailand, why it's very important. Because like recent years, there's a lot of some terrorist attack in China, in Beijing, and also in Yunnan train station. And this conducted by the minorities, Uyghurs. That's why it's very important to China. And of course, the North Korean, you know, like every time come to UN, we have a talk about six-party talk in North Korea. This work, it doesn't work at all. But this North Korea, you know, like, is kind of why they have to migrate. Why this to go across the continent? But their destination country, the Chinese Uyghur destination country is Turkey, which is you have to go along like Southeast Asia from China to Southeast Asia, and then move to Turkey. You see how many miles? And North Korea, you know what is this is funny thing. What is the destination country of the South Korea? Of the North Korea? It's South Korea. It's just next to, but they have to go through China, go to Southeast Asia, to Bangkok, and then fly back to South Korea. It's fun. It seems funny, but it's happened. And also some of them moved to United States. So what is the cost? You might like if you learn about like immigration, you know push factor. Thailand is also the source country and destination country. We're not talking about the migrant workers. So we talk about only this case. So why Uyghurs come here? Why? Because the living condition, of course, and also the social status. Uyghurs, they are Muslim. So the majority of Chinese people is Han. Like when we talk about the Chinese culture, like is most of them are Han. So there's a clash of the culture. You see, when they live in that, Chinese government try to stimulate the economy, try to use the economic development policy to help it, but it doesn't work because the population, when you put more money, the population of Han is increasing as well, and most of the intensive go to Han, not Chinese Uyghur, but they are changing right now. So of this Islamic way of life and Chinese Han Uyghur is like completely different. So they try to go out for the better living condition and a better social status. As well, North Korea. If you don't know, like go to search YouTube and find moving into the interview. If you watch that, you will like have a concept of what is North Korean is. Yes, they have it's the legacy of Cold War. If you cannot imagine how many you work, you pay, you give to the government, and we get a little bread back, you know. And the military lead everything. So they have to cross China, and if you fail, you die. You will shot across the borders. Yes, this is a main factor. That's why they come, like go across the continent to other countries, like 1,000 miles. So why Thailand? If you like see the map, Thailand is in the middle of Southeast Asia. Why have to come to Thailand? As a military officers, like Thailand has a boundaries with many countries, and it's impossible, to save, like to patrol along the borders. They just jump across the jungle or go across the river and swimming, and that can. How many like you invest in like to seal the border is impossible, You build a great wall, it doesn't work. So this is the first, that's why Thailand. The second, the punishment in Thailand is like for illegal immigration, we just like $600, like for the maximum. So it's a very mild, punishment and law. It's very mild punishment and law. Okay, I'll show you this. Okay, this is like when we like capture them and arrest them in Bangkok. Okay, left hand side is Chinese Uyghur. The right hand side is North Korean. Okay, as I mentioned just now. You see the map, yeah, as I mentioned. So it's like the Chinese Uyghur is over there, like Ulumashi. You can see from that side, like 1,000 miles. They have to get through Thailand, Malaysia, and to Turkey. And yes, it's not Korean. They just go across, but they cannot get over the 38th parallel. So come here, and to Bangkok and back to South Korea. That's why as a safer environment, you will know about like the Thai people. Thai people have good personality, friendly. So you maybe heard about like many of terrorists are arrested in Thailand, like Hambalis. Yes, because it's a stop for the many great terrorists. They love them. There's some of them in Pattaya or some of them in Phuket. And have a less possibility to send back to the source country. But the Uyghur case, this happened recently. We deported back to China. It's an exceptional case. We did let's focus on like this 10 years. And very important, human trafficking network in Southeast Asia is the $1 million business. It's not just in Thailand, it's across Southeast Asia, start from China. So I will tell you later how they operate this business and how to conduct this smuggling, this trafficking across the border. Okay, let's see. Have you seen it? This is the map that the North Korean used to immigrant to Seoul, because when they are here, like in Chiang Rai, there's gather, most of them gather in Kunming and then come across Laos borders and come to Chiang Rai. Yes, and when they see the Thai policeman, you see like it's ridiculous. They will come running to us and like, please arrest me. Really, they will come like, no running away. They some take arrest, because when they get arrested, you have to feed them free food, free accommodation, and of course some of South Korean like officials will come to contact us and facilitate them, because some of them they have some kind of intelligence. And just see for this case, the Uyghur. Can you see like what the similars? They come from Xinjiang. Actually, like from Xinjiang, like west, to go across to Central Asia, and to Turkey is the nearest, right? But it has SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization cooperation is very good in seal the border, and also the geography is very high. You cannot climb up. So they come here, Kunming again. like North Korean, right? To here, Chiang Rai, right? But they don't bring Bangkok. They don't stop in Bangkok. They just go here, down south. Where is down south of Thailand? I mentioned yesterday that you have an insurgency of the Islamic movement, some Islamic movement, and they are Muslim. And then go across to Malaysia to the UNHCR's office to get the status, but they get the fake passport around here, and then go to Turkey. Okay, I make you a comparison. You have seen the ghetto in Kunming. That is not probably represented by some, like this is a majority of them, like ghetto in Kunming, and then go this along. They use almost the same route. Why? Because they follow the success story of some of the immigrants. Some of the migrant success are success to move to settle in another country, and they just follow this part, follow this way. And also, besides that, there's a human trafficking network that use the same route, use the same way. Okay, just I give more explanation how the human trafficking conduct, how to carry this person. They will have a bullet point. Everyone have a bullet point. They have to pay money around in US is 5,000 or to 6,000, around 7,000 US dollars, and you have to pay. You have cash with in every stop. You know, you don't pay whole. You just, you succeed. You first step in Kunming, you pay first. You first stop in Thailand, you pay second. You third stop, you pay. And after finish, you pay the rest. This is, and they have a signal. And they also have a tour leaders. Yeah, and they have a symbols. So they are silent because they are trained to be quiet and let the tour guide, only person speak out. Like when we do the interrogation, they say, we are not Chinese, we cannot say, but all the product that we found is all which have a Chinese character. We are Turkish, but when we get some Turkish interpreter, we cannot communicate with each other. This is funny. So what is the impact on Thailand? So also, yes, because it's a big issue, you know, with China, because I also the interpreter to Prime Minister, the Chinese interpreter. So I can see like how the Chinese leaders express on this issue. They just, after last year, we captured 400. This fly from Beijing, like to meet our leaders, to talking about this issue. And they successfully deported back, and then they suspect that the bomb in Bangkok conducted by Chinese Uyghur. This is the possibility of terrorism that might happen, but it's not 100% guarantee. It's under investigation. But from the area so far, you have like Chinese Uyghur, use Chinese passport, and they are from Xinjiang. And also economic burden. Before they deported back, most of the welfare house, there's no Thai people. They are occupied. And we have to treat them better because according to international law, like humanitarian rights, so we give like $3 like for the Thais, you know, Thai people who all pay like just $3, but they have to give them more than $5 a day, according to some law, and also some disease. Or this is my own, like, because I want to hear from you as well, because this is the reason why I come here. I want to put like more cultures, mixtures, like to cooperate with the other country like China, also Turkey, or other stakeholder. Because as you know, we have to tackling the human trafficking networks, which is the core that bring these people around. and also the information exchange and intelligence exchange. And also Thai law is like, just 600 is too cheap. Like for this to deal with this kind of business, we have to revise our laws and also request. We just only transit country, and we just arrest them when they're on the way. But many countries put pressure on Thailand, and we can do nothing. Like the NGO say this, China say this, Turkey say this, and we can do nothing. The officer like, I asked my boss, what we gonna do? Like, we do nothing. We cannot do anything. Okay, then this is conclusion. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope like we can share after this.